up, it's crazy. Nous aimons ça qu'a fait là, nous aimons accueillir là, on a fait rap music. Nous voulons le monde entier connaît en Haïti, nous fait rap créole. This is what we do. So big up, tout le monde qui a regardé ça qu'a fait là, big up Rooks Crazy. Qui vient en Haïti, big up Lexa Records.
Ça passe,
n'a boulé,
passé,
n'a boulé.
Baby, Voodoo Rap.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I don't know what the hell we're doing. We just messed up the whole transit system of this
Yo, where you at?
quaint city.
Man, we made it.
We went down a one-way street. It stopped all traffic. And now we had to reverse out of it.
We were supposed to make a left, right?
There's no respect for traffic lights. There's none of it. It doesn't exist here, man. We just backed up in a big-ass Sprinter bus. This is bananas.
You know, growing up, I knew Rich from when I was a kid. He was always older than me. He was always this big, scary guy. You know, he was always a tough guy. Never really saw much emotion out of him. Always deadpan. Not the dude you want to mess with.
One of the things that he wanted to research and uncover for himself is his family ties in Haiti. And his grandfather apparently is a very well-known artist in Haiti. But Rich's family doesn't have any of this art. Like the art supposedly is going for upwards to, you know, hundreds of thousands of dollars online.
So a lot of his work was supposedly at that church there that has been, parts of it has been destroyed by the earthquake.
It was kind of unfortunate. We were just like, we came here for nothing. But then we were told by one of the stewards of the church that his grandfather's paintings, which were on the walls, had been collected and put into these wooden boxes into a container. And although he couldn't see much of the artwork because they were tightly packaged in these wooden crates, just the idea of them being there was very emotional for Rich.
Can't talk right now.
You know, I told myself I didn't want to get emotional on camera. I tried to contain it, but I just couldn't.
That shit really touched me, man. But it's crazy because that's my grandfather, and he was like the pioneer of this art out here. And none of my family has any rights to none of his paintings. They seized all his shit. So we the family, and we don't even know where none of this is at. You go online, you put his name online, you see paintings all around the world.
Watching him pseudo break down in this church and the emotion it brought out of him, looking at his grandfather's art, it kind of left me speechless. You know, but it takes a real man to cry like that, and I respect him even more for it.
Yeah, he's had some emotion, but I think in the end it's good emotion. You know, he's coming back to a place that he's never been, and he's touching the history in his family and kind of coming back to his ancestors, basically. This is not scripted what we're doing. We're on the ground and we're really organically trying to link with these people and hoping that the vibe is there and they're gonna wanna even have this interaction with us. But we get a chance, Gino helped us out and we linked with Bodycard Crew.
Fantôme si c'est pas tout même, fantôme si c'est pas tout même, machette pas ta content, fantôme si c'est pas tout même, ici on tape mourir pour rien, fantôme si c'est pas tout même, du haut qui tape grand pile regret, fantôme si c'est pas tout même, rap créole tape toujours en baisse, fantôme si c'est pas tout même, oh oh oh, fantôme si c'est pas tout même, fantôme si c'est pas tout même, oh oh oh, c'est pas tout même.
It's Breaks from Barricade Crew, Magic Click, it's said Haitian Rapper. Start at 14, so I fais rap depuis à 14 ans. J'ai commencé à Magic Click, viré dans Barricade, so pour nous 28 ans. Rap là, je fais avec l'ensemble, but it's been like 14 years.
L'équipe Barricade Crew, on va là pour nous sortir avec nouveau projet, il y a Medville là qui fait paraître, et TBB, vraiment c'est brutal. Tout le monde connaît, ça me dit que nous sommes dans le mouvement longtemps. So d'ap rap. Oui, moi c'est un monde qui commence équipe barricade là, c'est Papa Catafal, Dad avec Déjà Vu, OK, Fantôme. Tout les ça depuis premier jour idéal était là. Depuis premier jour idéal là, so tout les ça était là ensemble avec nous.
Hip-hop là nous besoin la construction. Gen ba hip-hop là ba gen like nous besoin like TV station nous. Et radio pas nous besoin gros club pas nous comprendre. Les films capable de dire hip-hop là pas gon like un millionnaire, genre rap américain tout les gros millionnaires. Haïti là sont à deux monde sans cop cap faire rap pour comprendre ça. Nous fait la tête, nous fait la queue nous.
Mais qui vraiment commence le mouvement hip-hop là, c'est c'est couper cloué. Par exemple, en Haïti, c'est dès que ça a été considéré comme un rappeur dans la musique, elle a prêché. Après ça, il y a plusieurs périodes. Il y a des périodes, après période Master Jam, il y a une période King Passy, Original Rap Staff. Après période, ça a vu camper. Sur les barricades pour venir en 2002. Et nous venons avec des barricades. Depuis en 2002, nous faisons barricades là, c'est nous qui avons géré, qui avons dominé. C'est nous qui avons pensé pour nous. So nous avons 12 ans exactement depuis l'affaire qui fait nos balles, tout comme ça, tout chalet ça.
Yeah, prends contrôle là, bas nous jouer là, yo dit c'est mettre ville là, tout côté nous fait ha.
Ah, quand même. Je joue que pour jouer une acte de délivrance, même que je dis à blême, quoi, l'avocat change sens, la vie est faite de problèmes, ou même ou besoin de résistance, pas oublier qu'on est suprême, frère, dans il faut mettre confiance. Ah, pas mettre d'écouter conscience, ou dit qu'à bonne direction, ou celle-ci, ou coûter bon sens. Non, pas faire qu'à dire de réticence, tout ça pour faire, dégager pour bas ambiance là.
L'op chanter, l'op vient connaître pour qu'il soit vivre, l'op vient une mission, ou supposé pas rater mission, so, la musique, nous, c'est le message que nous devons passer. On a regardé à travers le monde, à travers les gens qui vivent. Nous, trop de violence, ou bien trop d'indifférence, trop de bagages qui ne sont pas droits entre nous. Ressemble les autres. C'est un message pour le monde d'acheter. Nous jeunes chimères, l'amour, ressemble les autres.
Fantôme si c'est pas tout même que Master G va ta content. Fantôme si c'est pas tout même ici on t'a pourri pour rien. Fantôme si c'est pas tout même Jimmy O t'a rempli le regret. Fantôme si c'est pas tout même rap créole tape toujours en baisse. Fantôme si c'est pas tout même. Fantôme si c'est pas tout même.
And then we linked with Phantom, and Phantom is one of the biggest rappers in Haiti currently. He's like the Jay-Z, the Tupac of Haiti. A lot of people refer to him as the Tupac of Haiti. You know, it was an honor to be able to rap with homie, to sit there and interview him and talk to him. And he let us, you know, into his studio, into his crib.
He's basically the Tupac of Haiti. He's the hottest shit out right now.
Phantom make people who never used to listen to rap now. You know, like you got some old people used to talk. You know, when you do rapping, people all over the world, people think it's bad, it's gang, it's violent and shit. But when they listen to Phantom music and sit down and listen to his word, to what he's saying on each line, you know, they start to love hip-hop because he's not preaching violence. He's preaching, you know, righteousness, reality things were happening, you know.
Hip-hop créole, il commence longtemps, il commence depuis sous Andy Coupé Cloué. On bat même si Master J dit Coupé Cloué. So but c'est pas trop pour lui. Master J fini, il fait l'autre bagaille, Master J on connaît. Bon moment il commence dans chaque Dreams avec Masters, avec First Clan, t'es gain Jimmy qui va là tout. T'es gain RGM. Rassemblement qui est MC qui la Poussa qui était et comment les monsieur encore monsieur tragique qui était Jimmy qui était un paquet l'autre nèg encore là-dedans. Après ça vient rapper famille vient un paquet l'autre. Bon nèg t'a débat toute l'époque ça tout pas de chambre rap sérieux bon ben ça.
Si rap, tes bolettes ça joue fait que t'as fait premier lot comme premier mot. N'a pensé pour game n'a vin piro. Nous bataille, bat night, travail pour nous changer la caille, bon trop bagaille, grapiaille.
N'a préprend.
Nous bataille, bat night, travail pour nous changer la caille. Bon trop bagaille, grapiaille, qu'on y a faut rap dit bye bye. On allait.
One of the things I wanted to know was Phantom's opinion on the effects of hip-hop in Haiti overall, negative or positive. How do certain styles of hip-hop that glorify drugs and violence impact a place like Haiti? So, I mean, because, like, for example, like in the States, let's say, the young people that listen to let's say, gangster rap and aren't fully understanding, they're young and they're starting to believe these images being thrown at them.
That's what I was gonna
They
ask.
start to reenact these things, thinking that that's cool and that's the way, when really these rappers were trying to teach you a message of something that they saw, but trying to say, hey, don't do that. But the youth is starting to pick up the guns.
Haïti, li bon bagay gang pou n'di moun pran zam pou n'di moun dis, c'est pas une question de mon choix. Au commencement, général, plus gros général qui m'a gagné à Katafal, il était en question de bloc. On vient mon choix pour bloc. On vient mon choix ça pour bloc. Parce que dans l'époque, ça, les wap fait carnaval, on ne peut pas être un drapeau, mais quand on a ou barricade qui a un drapeau, c'est business là. Tout le ça n'est pas bien fait nous. L'en fait. Mais l'on dit hip-hop, il était un choix pour représenter bloc ou ici. Mais quand on a obligé de changer, on obligé de un drapeau, mais il n'y a pas un mouvement gang qui va regarder les armes, ne pas faire comme ça. Si le mouvement gang, il faut que tu exister là toujours. Tu dois me dire que tu passes une condition là à 2 et 3 heures du matin, tu dois passer là pour briser balle. Il y a un mouvement gang à Haïti.
So when you meet a guy like Phantom and the whole island is telling you gotta meet this guy is the Tupac Shakur of Haiti, I'm a huge Tupac fan, so I was just like extremely excited to meet this individual.
He's an ill dude, man. He was saying some shit, man. And shout out to Will Beast, the little man, producer over there. You know, I got an opportunity to rock with him and make a beat and did a song over there, and everything was love, man. We was well received. We was there for a minute, man, like probably 8-9 hours. We was there all day.
See, we done seen a lot of places, met a lot of faces in a short span of time, using rhyme to span races. It's a mind state. It'll dictate your fate, 'cause I done spent too many days with no food on my plate to play at your pace, adhere to your taste.
Musique, c'est nom nous, font travail ak force nous, chaque jour l'été, pour n'arriver, parce qu'en consan vaut en consan, yeah.
Going there and being able to be in the studio with, you know, all of the hip-hop Creole dudes that's really doing things out there was really special to me.
Again, you know, we're in their home. We are their guests. So really, it was an honor for us to meet them. After our session with Phantom and the Bodycog crew, we headed back to the hotel for the night. If you ask your driver the past couple days, they're not even doing that much driving. So you guys can't bend that for us. I mean, we absolutely need to do this. So how is this going to work out? We need to do this. I mean, the van company
if you
doesn't want us traveling outside of the Port-au-Prince area. They want to charge basically some more.
Utilized.
Everything is a charge here. I wanted to travel outside of the city, outside of Port-au-Prince.
We traveled to St. Mark. St. Mark is about an hour and a half away from Port-au-Prince.
When we got there, we connected with 35 Kills.
Il est le temps pour nous prendre compte qu'on est tête qui m'a encore. Ça fait trop longtemps de penser qu'on était livré c'est une bail. On force qui placée, pas pour juger. Ça me connaît, c'est force qui travaille pour mais juste chance chrétien. Man, 35 zila.
These guys are taking the voodoo culture, which was culturally a part of you know, Haitian culture, and they're infusing it into hip hop, whether it's sampling the voodoo beats, whether it's the content in their lyrics.
Et dans Carrefour vinn rive là, même gen deux cultures parce que culture a vinn dans pays, hip hop son culture. J'entends, mais comme li vinn en Haïti, li vinn en sous culture, même gen culture ancêtre yo. Et ma famille tout tout parent sorti. Donc, nous avons l'autre culture le hip-hop. Pour l'homme mélanger, les vins bas nous ça nous nous avons une dimension côté origine et une dimension côté rhythm. Donc ça nous besoin plus connaissance dans niveau studio master nous vendre parce que nous avons trop richesse pour vendre. Tout le monde t'arrête de dans ça. Tout le monde t'arrête de même bagaille mais pour j'aime de ça.
Parce que ça nous va expliquer nous tout, c'est que Haïti c'est un pays qui est riche en matière de rhythm parce que nous avons Congo, nous avons Nago, nous avons Val, nous avons paquet de style. Cependant, pour jouer style ça, il faut qu'on habitue avec la cour. Et c'est une petite difficulté qui fait qu'on Haïti pas faire 100% hip-hop qui sont en bon net parce que
they're trying to shed light on this culture which they think has a negative connotation to it. People just look at voodoo, or when they hear voodoo they think it's something really negative, but for them it's not.
Ça tout est obligé de faire l'électronique, mais non seulement électronique là,
C'est une première difficulté parce qu'on n'a pas gagner assez micro pour tout le temps. Deuxième difficulté, soit jouer un rythme, il faut qu'on rythme. Et pour qu'on rythme, il faut qu'on aille dans la cour. Et de stigmatiser nos gens, il faut comprendre que des gens dans Voodoo ou c'est le diable ou ce que tu vas faire pas bon.
Les m'tap commencé à Kounyam vinn ouais son lot step. Tout nèg vle traverser vinn joindre moi oui son drug step. Les m'tap m'a des big don ka jal te bam yo dub step. Pour m'te Brenda City me changer les lyrics me lot step.
Yo, donc on gagne deux cultures men. Pam non avec hip-hop. Right. Donc on ça avec men, c'est next ça. Yo mixé donc pam non avec hip-hop gagne deux cultures. Hip-hop culture et ça
mais c'est qu'il c'est pas nous tout. C'est hip-hop là, c'est jeunesse là, c'est ça culture tout, c'est pas
yo me prend pi comme ça dans off life, jamais là me gagne madame, me gagne tout ba yo. Then take a second man, I'm hip-hop man. Donc je m'en vivre là yo, I'm just crazy for that man. Donc I'm just fool ça, donc way of life hip-hop. Malgré nous étudier, nous à l'université l'autre bagaille, mais il pas fait nous verger nous sur le monde.
Puis attaquer nous pour me dire bêtises, yo, pas faire me perdre grâce moi. Et je refuse pas les conseils. J'ai des phrases en forme d'âme tranchante chaque mot m'baille les conseils. Si elle pas ou pas besoin de chante.
Nous soutenons bizangon pas mon ici là, c'est esclave nan tant que l'on retracer l'histoire pour ça faire liberté nous en premier dans liste là à chaque tiers, c'est abomination nous remanier, nous voulons paix, pourtant harmonisation nous éloigner, nous perdit, fierté pas nous produire blanc al fait paix. Yo apprendre nous Bible fait di vaudouisme malfecté, pas fait paix, li clair depuis longtemps apprendre ça.
So again, surprised us to know that in the country, in the boondocks where we was at in Saint Mark, that, you know, Voodoo Rap and hip-hop Creole was definitely in existence.
Dans rap américain, comme c'est qui le groupe standard?
Rick Ross,
Lil Wayne,
Jay-Z.
Jay-Z, ok. Et dans hip-hop créole là, qu'est-ce que
Haïtien.
Yeah.
Zola,
Phantom.
The whole trip we were saying about we wanted to go into the slums. People were kind of nervous about it. We were trying to make sure we were gonna basically have the hood pass in there.
Staying true to the form, we decided we were gonna go into the dangerous hood of Port-au-Prince, Cité Soleil.
I don't give a damn if you in the United States. You go to a hood you're not from, it's gonna be a problem. This hood was labeled back in the day one of the worst neighborhoods in the world.
You know, naturally, hip-hop is a voice of other people, and generally it is coming from, you know, impoverished areas where poverty exists.
And I wasn't gonna go in there unless we were sure. I have to make sure that I keep the crew safe. Finally, you know, we got a call and the call was not good. Someone told one of our guys, it's not gonna be safe for you guys to come in here.
You know, one day before we were all in, then we got advised that the block was real hot, we shouldn't go there.
And then all of a sudden it was back on again. And I was like, damn. Because I was like, it's canceled? Oh, okay. It is what it is. We got mad footage. Let's roll.
After we received that call, and this is when we were out in the country, we're with Rock Fam and the guys, and we're with Gandhi, who's a radio dude that we had met as well. And these two guys were like, yo, we can go into the hood.
The atmosphere got tense and quiet as we made our way to Simon Pelé, which is located in the infamous neighborhood of Cité Soleil. It's at this point that we submitted ourselves to the brotherhood that we had created with our Haitian hip-hop counterparts.
2 hours, you know, prior to us being there, we got a call to come right now. So it was like we just had to go over there. A little nerve-wracked because I'm the guy, like I said, walking around with the camera. So I'm a little nerve-wracked about it.
This is what they're gonna say. Yo, man, we here, man. Cité Soleil in the hood, crazy hood, coming home.
They gave us permission to come in, but they ain't give it to us to go out.
Moi c'est où intérieur bon me présenter Simon Pelé ça ils ont regardé là ça ils ont ça et mon
si m'était facile comme ça louga ou t'a mangé déjà moi tellement chargé flow yo dit plein rabouché des femmes qui rem dans la rue ils prend 2-3 bouchées.
Yo, get pop and never give up. Once I lieu déjà doit connect tout le temps. SP banlieue ya.
We asked Wood Terror if he thought us coming here was a positive thing for the neighborhood.
Parce que ça qu'a fait là son mouvement et qui culturel lié parce que hip hop là c'est culture. Comme si tout ça qui est rapport à la culture, comme si ce pas qui t'a supposé belle dans chez peuple là parce que société a mes beauté, mes couleurs. Ça n'a fait là et puis c'est pas qui est musique là-dedans, qui est culture, votre société a accepté loi pour nous venir on peut le monde qui est réuni et tout le monde qui là on connaît depuis là depuis petit.
Like we keep saying in every film, this is exactly the reason why we do Coming Home. We're trying to prove a point. that hip hop, you know, basically is universal. It's a common language, and it actually, these are the positive ramifications of what hip hop can do, man. We can come into a hood that most people cannot go into. Hip hop is that language, it's that peace barrier, you know, it's that path. Who's crazy?
So it was a real place to be in. It was eye-opening. I didn't see too many males above the age of 25. You know, this place has been devastated by not just earthquakes, but by a lot of violence and political unrest. And there's a lot of history to what goes on in those slums. But it was an honor, literally really an honor for us to be allowed to go in there. And we were told that people do not go in there.
It's crazy how you can go to different countries in the hood and hip hop is their medicine, that's their drug. That's what helped them carry through the day.
He said what the artist just did, not even a cop, not even a politician could just walk up inside Cité Soleil and just walk through as if you own the block.
Right.
And there was a lot of love given from the people from Cité Soleil.
That was strong, that was strong.
It was strong. I mean, the minute we got there, I mean, we all were on our guards because, you know, people just started coming out of the woods and with mean mugs. But, you know, we made peace the minute we got there, and it was all love from there.
After leaving Simon Pelé, we headed to meet up with a local b-boy crew.
Yeah, Champ Mas, là, les places pétition, puis bas, c'est Palais National, tout autour à net, c'est Champ Mas. Chaque dimanche, il y a un freestyle, il y a un battle, breakdancers, c'est sous place pétition là. Voilà, tout le monde a enjoy, c'est comme ça, chaque dimanche, boy, ici.
The breakdances was dope.
These breakdancers were like a breath of fresh air. I mean, we had just left Cité Soleil.
So we following these cats, you know, it's nighttime, they stop on the street.
And these guys just made a circle. They didn't care how many cars were lining up, honking. It didn't matter to them. And they just started breakdancing right there on the street. I thought we were gonna go like a studio or a park or something like that. They just did it right there in the street.
You know it's real when cats like doing breakdancing on concrete, you know what I'm saying? It's like doing suicide drops, landing on their back, on the side of their neck on some concrete.
Backflip and landing on their head, you know, backspinning on raw pavement. No cardboard, no linoleum, pavement.
It was just phenomenal.
They were amazing. Them dudes was amazing. I was shocked at the b-boy scene over there. That I didn't expect to see. I did not expect to see breakdancing in Haiti.
We definitely found hip hop in Haiti. I knew we would find it, but I was even more impressed of what we found.
And we saw, you know, every aspect of it, for real.
Definitely was an eye-opener that, you know, hip-hop truly does exist in its truest form over there in Haiti.
I'm hip-hop, man. I'm just crazy for that, man. Just fools out of the way of life.
We was going with hip-hop to Haiti.
Hip-hop is definitely alive in Haiti.
Definitely, most definitely.
I found exactly what I know existed.
You can see how they embrace hip-hop.
Pour les bagages qui font plaisir, moi mets les étrangers viennent la cabane. Moi mets les morts l'autre monde en face pour qu'à parler avec moi de ça m'a faire. Parce que me penser l'autre monde pas attendre. Est-ce que vous comprenez? Ça veut dire pour moi que ça t'a fait arriver dans les oreilles. Si il arrive sur, il arrive plus loin toujours. Est-ce que vous comprenez ça? Ça fait un peu plaisir que ça m'a fait là. Ça nous fait là, je dis à la j'aime nous recevoir ou bien nous venir nous prendre avion. Nous petit temps nous faut c'est pas pour cramer ici dans faire. So, ça fait un peu plaisir, ça donne plus courage pour me faire plus de travail pour ne pas quitter le mouvement tomber. I'm vraiment fier de nous.
You know what I took from the trip? Was that hip-hop is universal. It's a universal language. I mean, the fact that we didn't know Creole, those cats that didn't know English, but hip-hop still bonded us and we could still vibe for those 4 days that we was there.
Hip-hop is not just here in the States. It's a culture that, you know, crosses language barriers.
I mean, I just got a newfound respect for Haiti, man.
It's becoming a reoccurring theme that everywhere we go, they don't like really much the hip-hop in the States. They think it's commercialized, they think it's business.
C'est pas problème.
On prend exemple dernier temps qu'a passé l'argent Haïti fini. On n'est pas capable de dire si avant on pas venir pour 10 millions d'ici parti. N'est pas capable de mentir ça parce que là il en fait à lui. On est bon just when nèg fait rap pour faire rap but réalité ici pas connaître. Pas bon mentir pas gagner pas aux États-Unis encore gain business.
It's not a money maker over there. It's all about the love and the respect. I mean, you guys ain't sitting there in mansions and driving around in fancy cars and stuff like that. These dudes are street, man. They hood, and they just doing it for the love.
Maybe what they learn from us is, you know, it's not all what you see on TV or on the internet. You know, there are some cats doing some authentic things.
Like E always says, you know, wherever we find hip hop, we find home.
I wanna thank you, what's crazy. So, sorti travail là arrivé loin. I'm proud of myself, I'm proud of my country, I'm proud of hip-hop crew. So, but we need more help, more help. Open so I'm fier and build the skin and I want to thank you. I appreciate that, guys. Much love, I respect that.
In this moment, if someone like you, we come in Haiti, try to make a documentary for the hip-hop, or other people to try to come to invest their money, so I think the movement will go so far. So people in young generation X will have the possibility to go up the hip-hop because there is a lot of talent too.
And we found a rich culture, hip-hop culture in Haiti that's thriving and that wants to get outside of Haiti, and they want to showcase themselves, and they have a lot to offer.
We out of here.